Hi everyone, today I'm covering the new XY-09, otherwise known as the Game Player. The XY-09 Game Player piqued my interest originally as it offers quite a bit on paper anyway, and can be found around the $40 to $45 mark. Style-wise, the Game Player seems to want to imitate the new Window handhelds in terms of its design, with packaging that reminds me of the one-player handheld packaging as well. The Game Player has a 5.1 inch OLCD display at a 1280 by 720 resolution, which you don't normally see on budget handhelds to be fair, and the panel was a happy surprise. It supports a number of emulators with up to and including PlayStation 1 games covered, though the full PlayStation 1 catalogue won't be completely playable, and Megadrive emulation in particular for some reason is a bit choppy and unreliable unfortunately. Straight out the box, the Game Player is very average in terms of its first impressions. The design itself is quite nice, but the build quality of the case is a mixed bag. It's very plasticky and doesn't stay completely closed, with the back of the case routinely popping out from its clip design. It doesn't rattle at all, but it feels like it's just not quite right all over. A big example of this are the shoulder buttons, where in theory the stacked shoulder buttons could be really comfortable, but the buttons used are just too small for the space in the case. And there's just a lot of wasted space hampering the controller potential throughout. On top of the handheld, we've got a mini HDMI out, headphone port, USB-C charging, micro SD card, a wobbly, unfortunately unstraight power button, and a USB slot on top. We've got nothing on the bottom of the handheld, though there is a striped design on the bottom side of the screen, which works fine with the design. On the back of the handheld, we've actually got a built-in kickstand, which really works very well and is a very neat design in addition. There's nothing present on the sides, but on the front of the handheld we've got the 5.1 inch screen with some bezels that aren't evenly spaced, which is a bit jarring at first, but I did eventually get used to. We've got one joystick, a minus+ start select design, which actually controlled the device's volume, a bubbled ABXY button design, and a horrendously spin disc D-pad design, and escape, start and select buttons. The controls, other than the monstrosity that is the D-pad, are actually not bad at all, with neat little effects like the ABXY buttons lighting up while the handheld's on. The joystick does go into the handheld's case, but still offers adequate travel and feels pretty good to control. Unfortunately, the plasticky design makes the controls very loud to use, with various creaks and noises audibly given out as the plasticky case moves around button presses. I'm also not a fan of the D-pad at all, and there's barely any response and minimal travel or feedback from it, which is a big shame. I was impressed by the handheld's display, with the panel being a lot higher quality than I'm normally found with these budget handhelds. It can handle quite the colour range and it's supported by a pretty decent back-facing speaker. With the kickstand included as well, I imagine it's being not too bad of an experience to watch videos from, so in this regard it could potentially translate well to a gift for the kids to use. In terms of firmware, it's actually far from the worst I've seen in this type of budget handheld in the past, but equally very far from perfect, with it being quite confusing to navigate around and use intuitively, and lacking a lot of customization options. Essentially what you see when you first turn it on is pretty much what you get, with only save states being supported in terms of emulation customization, which is a huge shame as some of the older systems look very bizarre stretch full screen to the screen's resolution. Its big colourful icons do a good job in pointing you to the right area at least, and the ability to listen to music, watch videos or look at pictures being quite neat, and again playing into being a potential good gift for the kids, but equally very limiting to those of us who are used to more modern retro gaming handhelds with all the benefits a modern front end brings with it. So I'll cut some emulation now and then summarise back up at the end. So in conclusion, I have gone through a lot worse budget handhelds than the XY-09 game player, but equally I'm left absolutely disappointed at everything from its design, controls, emulation and firmware. They all feel that they could have just been made much better with minimal more effort applied, leaving the XY-09 as mostly missed potential for me. It's great to see these no-name budget handhelds slowly improving at least, but I just wish they'd do so a little quicker. Ultimately, the XY-09 game player might make an okay gift for those kids or someone with passing interest, but the cheaper RK3326 handhelds or the Mayu Mini will leave you a lot happier. That's it for now though, thanks for watching.